Hello, and welcome back to this episode of Rekindling the Legacy podcast. I'm Dr. Juhi Gupta.
And I am Professor Andrew Davies.
And together we are here to retell the stories of some of the heroic women of India who fought for their freedom against all the odds and made India the nation it is today.
This podcast is coming to you from the Inclusive Futures Foundation. You can find out more about us online at theinclusivefuturesfoundation.com, but we are an India-based NGO that works in supporting the rights of women and children, promoting education, health, environmental care, and promoting culture and cultural understanding. This podcast series is a really important part of our cultural program.
Before we start, we would like to thank you for joining us on what we hope will be an inspirational journey through the lives and experiences of some of the underestimated, often unacknowledged, pioneering women who shaped Indian history.
In an earlier podcast in this series, we introduced the story of one of the very famous women figures in Indian history, the Queen of Jhansi, Rani Lakshmibai. She was a remarkable inspiration, as we saw, but she didn't fight alone. And today we want to tell you the story of one of the women of valour who battled alongside her, Jhalkaribai. Jhalkari's bravery was so legendary that she's often deservedly given the honorary title Virangana, heroine, in recognition. So Juhi, tell us a little bit about Jhalkari's background, if you would, please.
So Andrew, Jhalkaribai was born on 30th November 1830 into a Koli family, a Dalit caste that was considered untouchable during that era. Her birthplace was a modest village, Bhojla, which is situated right next to Jhansi, what used to be in United Province, now part of Uttar Pradesh. Her early life was marked by hardship and resilience as she lost her mother, Jamuna Devi, at a tender age. This profound loss meant that Jhalkaribai was raised solely by her father, Sadova Singh, who played a major role in shaping her character. From an early age, Jhalkaribai was burdened with numerous family responsibilities, which left little room for formal education. Despite this, she showed a remarkable intelligence, an unwavering spirit, and a strong sense of duty. Her natural talent and sense of right and wrong really made up for not having a formal education, and it turned her into someone who was incredibly brave and honest.
As she grew from a young girl into a young woman, her bravery and fortitude became legendary. There were many tales told within her community and beyond of her fearlessness in youth. One such tale recounts an encounter she had with a ferocious tiger, where undeterred by the danger, she fought off the animal with nothing but an axe, ultimately triumphing simply through sheer determination and courage. In another incident, when Jhalkaribai was attending to a herd of cattle, she was ambushed by a cheetah, and yet legend tells us that armed only with a simple stick, she held her ground and defended herself against the animal, demonstrating extraordinary mental and physical resilience.
Despite a lack of formal education, Jhalkaribai was a master at horse riding and wielding weaponry. During Gauri Puja, she had gone to the fort with her village companions, and at that juncture, Lakshmibai, the queen of Jhansi, spotted her and seems to have learned something of her heroic achievements. Jhalkari was invited to join the queen's army and rose to the rank of commander in no time. She quickly had a large army under her leadership and rapidly became one of the closest counselors and most trusted advisors of Rani Lakshmibai.
The Sepoy Mutiny, as the British called it, or the First Indian War of Independence, had a number of different causes. Prominent amongst them, though, was the ruthless British expansionist policy of the time, and that was the main reason why Jhansi joined the revolt. Remember, after the demise of Raja Gangadhar Rao, Lord Dalhousie's doctrine of lapse led to the annexation of Jhansi by the British. The doctrine says that if there's no heir to the throne, the regency will automatically be annexed, and an adopted offspring cannot be considered an heir to the throne. As Lakshmibai did not herself have her own child, She had to fight the colonial ruler to save Jhansi's independence.
It seems that Jhalkaribai influenced the decision of the queen to a great extent. She was instrumental in protecting the authority of Lakshmibai as a queen during the revolt. Not only did she serve as an army general commanding the women's force of Jhansi, but she also took many independent decisions on the queen's behalf in her absence and saved the life of Queen in few instances.
In 1857, Field Marshal General Hugh Rose was assigned to attack Jhansi. Queen Lakshmibai was prepared with 14,000 troops and expected additional support from Peshwa Nana Sahib's army camping at Kalpi. Sadly, though, that help did not come as, unbeknown to Lakshmibai, General Rose had already defeated Tatia Tope. The eventual British victory at Jhansi came through treachery. A servant named Dulha Jew was in charge of one of the gates to the fort. He betrayed Rani Lakshmibai in the city by opening the gate for the British troops who were besieging the city. And as the army led by General Rose was approaching the fort, Jhalkaribai, along with her co-councillors, suggested that it was now time for Queen Lakshmibai to desert the fort finally. The Queen escaped the fort through a different route, and Jhalkaribai took charge.
She approached the camp of the British army and declared herself as the Queen of Jhansi. She managed to play the role for an entire day. This led to confusion and gave time to Lakshmibai to escape, regroup, and fight another day. This is just one small illustration of the ways in which Jhalkaribai was such a skilled military strategist. Her insight and planning helped Jhansi to carry on the war until 1858 in the face of overwhelming odds.
Virangana Jhalkaribai died on the 4th of April 1858, fighting alongside Rani Lakshmibai in Jhansi. There's a famous saying in the Budalkand about Jhalkaribai. Amidst the sound and fury of the battle at Jhansi, Jhalkari plunged herself into the battlefield to confront the British.
As we always like to conclude our biographies by asking and answering a simple question: what was her legacy? What difference did her life make? What are the lessons we can learn from her? And what in her inspires us? So Andrew, how is she remembered across India today?
Virangana Jhalkaribai had never been in the limelight much throughout her life. She prefers to have taken the second seat, and it seems that she did pretty excellently in that role, but she has never been forgotten. The anniversary of her death is commemorated as a Shahid Divas, as a martyr day, by numerous Koli organisations today. And the Archaeological Survey of India has set up a museum in her memory inside the Jhansi fort. Throughout the rest of India too, there are statues of her, a famous one mounted on a horse in Gwalior. And then in November 2017, former President Ramnath Kovind unveiled a new statue of Jhalkaribai at the Guru Tegh Bahadur complex in Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh.
And also, Andrew, the recent film Manikarnika also depicts the life of Virangana Jhalkaribai. Mohandas Naimisharya has written a book named Virangana Jhalkaribai, which is also based on the life of her. Well, that brings us to the end of this episode. What a remarkable woman Virangana Jhalkaribai was, and how impactful her life has been. We hope her story inspires and uplifts you today.
She certainly deserves the title of Virangana, or heroine, doesn't she, Juhi? Thank you everyone for joining us. We do hope that you'll join us again for our next episode as we tell the story of another remarkable Indian woman freedom fighter. If you've enjoyed this episode, please do like the video and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a single episode of Rekindling the Legacy.